Hi, guys. This is going to be a wrap up for the week. We're going to be discussing resiliency and your responses to the Anytown assignment. Um, First off, you guys are doing good. I'd like to see a little bit more consistency, a little bit more work when you're answering the questions. Some of you guys have put in some short answers. I'd like to see a little bit more work in them. That said, your answers have been great on the point, and wide variety of information coming in. Talking about resiliency, exactly what is resiliency? It's basically your ability to withstand an event or damage or whatever that happens to your facility or your town, and able to recover in a short time of manner, and get up and running back into operations. Now, we know that sometimes, depending on what is going on, what event happens, that may be an extended amount of time. You may only get part of your town up, part of your facility up, but having a resiliency, it allows you to, shorten those times, limit the damage that happens. So for example, if you're using dams or levees to hold back water, or to reroute water down into areas to take flooding. So this is part of resiliency. The other part is having plans to move people, to suspend operations, but sustain operations and get back into operations. So these are all part of it. It's not just one single, idea. It's a combination of things that work together to get you to protect yourself and to get back into operations as soon as possible. That said, education. You need to educate your people. You need to educate the public about what's going on, how to protect themselves, what you're doing, what you're planning to do, what ideas you may have to protect them, and how to respond in a given moment, depending on what's going on. We all remember how, we were taught how to respond in school to drills when the fire alarm came out. Real event happens, which happened I was in high school when one of our labs blew up. We all got out of school, so we knew what to do. So it's kind of that ingrained training happens. It's the same thing you want to do when you are dealing with the public. But again, we talk about public. So many of us are, dependent on cell phones and the internet that we've forgotten that there are a lot of people out there in the world that don't have either of those. So you got to figure out how you're going to connect with them and how you're going to have them part of the system and how they're going to get the information that they need to respond properly and protect themselves. Remember, the world is very big and very complex. Many times an emergency manager may just sit in his office and not move. If you're a real true emergency manager, you're out in your community. You're talking to your leaders, you're talking to the citizens, and you're talking to, your public works people, your first responders, you're talking to the hospitals to understand, what kind of patients you have and what kind of issues that are having with those people. You need to be an all-around hazards planner. And in that case, you also need to be an all-around planner for people that can and cannot respond. One of the things that we saw in Katrina in New Orleans, one of the major problems was the fact that the bus schedule that was used to help get people out, they had not renewed that. So the bus company didn't know they were supposed to respond. So people that, couldn't get out because they had no transportation, were stuck there. That's why so many people were stuck in New Orleans, because of failure of planning, and as simple as renewing a contract with a bus company. So these are things that you have to think about. Again, all part of resiliency, the preparing for what you need to do and making sure things work. As far as resiliency goes, you've got to check what's happening. What did you build or do that may or may not work? I mean, many times people build things in planning on in defense and find out that they don't work. Unfortunately, you can't really test them until the event happens to find out that they don't work. So that's why you have to work with so many groups of people to understand what happens. Same thing of thinking. You got to think outside the box about events that would happen. Again, as I talked before, nobody knew that a couple of guys with the knives were going to fly planes into buildings in 9/11. But that's what part of brainstorming is in building up resiliency and ideas to protect yourselves. Your Anytown event that you guys did a great job. I was really happy to see so many of you thinking outside the box in different areas and different responding. So that's a real life practice event of what you need to do for a facility or an event or a town. Is thinking of all these different aspects of what's in your town, what's around your town, what's going through your town. You may have a highway. What's running through that highway? You may want to sit on a bridge and watch what's going through and be surprised that you may have more explosives, chemicals, and other things going through your town that you didn't know about. So you need to plan for those. And the contingency of what happens in those events that one of those vehicles either has an accident or catches fire. Thinking about what's going on, seeing what's going on in your town, understanding what processes and what businesses are in your town. What's your structures that you have? Are they new? Are they old? This is all part of, being an emergency manager and being able to think and see the bigger picture. You may see a forest, but you better be able to see every single tree that's in that forest and understand how it operates against another one if it falls. Keep up the great work. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. And again, please, 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 if you are having issues, I don't care if it looks like it's going to wipe you out for one day worth of work and you're going to be late, please let me know, because we know things snowball. And I'm here to help you. I've had a lot of, help when I was going through school. And I'm willing to, help you in any way I can. I just need to know that you're having a problem. You're running late. You're working a lot of hours. Whatever, please let me know so that I understand why you're not answering your questions. I'm very liberal when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm not a pushover, but I'm very liberal in understanding when life gets in the way. So, guys, I'll see you in school and in class. If you have any questions, if there's anything you want to talk about, if there's anything you want me to do a video on, by all means, please let me know. I'm more than glad to do it. I'm here for you and to educate you and impart my knowledge to you guys. All right. I'll see you later.